Okay, so we will have I want to use these sessions kind of as a question and answer forum to help you be able to ask questions of me, and also if you have any questions for your fellow students. I will also give you a assessment question or some sort of question to answer in the discussion board, which will generally post Wednesday. I didn't this week, but I will generally post that discussion question on Wednesday to give you a chance to look at it, to work with it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit here in this meeting. This week I'll also give you some updates or just kind of go over what you should have been doing this week as far as the Blackboard, checking Blackboard and different things like that, just to help you get you oriented. So you should have, first off, started in Blackboard, and I want to emphasize that you want to log into your Jeffco Google account before you do anything with Jeffco and Blackboard. And then once you're logged into your Jeffco account, your Google account, then you can go to Blackboard, and the links that are in Blackboard will work. Okay, otherwise you might have trouble with that. Also, it's preferred that you use Google Chrome as your browser. That will help with technology issues as well. Do not use the Blackboard app on your phone. It's not very functional. If you're using your phone, I would recommend going to using the Google Chrome browser on your phone and then going to Blackboard that way. Okay. So what you should have seen in Blackboard is this. I posted back an announcement, welcome back, and then I told you to go to the Start Here folder on the left. So you would have clicked on Start Here. All right, and then you had some video here to review or to look at, just saying, hey, we're going to do online instruction now. And also I emphasized to you, make sure you're pulling up your Jeffco Google account, not your high school Google account, okay, your Jeffco Google account. And then that will get the links to work properly. And again, Google Chrome is the preferred browser. Here's a tentative schedule of what we're going to be doing for the 4 weeks here. You may or may not be heading back to the ATS Jefferson College after that. So we might have a week or two after that, but I wanted to just make it concise in 4 weeks so that if you do get to go back, that you'll have extra time to work on your clinicals and different things that you might need to do if that works with Mrs. Eberhardt and Mrs. Hand. So that's the schedule there. And I just realized that you can't see my screen. I didn't present it to you. So let me go backwards here and present my screen to you here. If you have a question, go ahead and type it in. Like if you realize I wasn't presenting anything, go ahead and type it in that chat, and then I can answer it. Okay. Can I have one person respond that you see my screen and you hear my voice? Okay, Audrey asked a question. If you already completed the assignments, do we need to attend these meetings? Yes. This is kind of like our class time. So yes, if you've already completed the assignments, I do want you to attend the meetings or at least review the meetings after I've recorded them. All right. So can you still not see my screen? Okay. So maybe Audrey, you have some thing that's blocking it. Okay. All right. So the Blackboard, this is what it should look like in Blackboard. You clicked on Start Here. Here's the video. Here's the schedule. Here's instructions for the Google Meet. I will keep the same time unless I tell you otherwise. Just keep the same time scheduled if you can make it next week. Okay, and then you go to week 1. All right, and I'll give you an assignment instructions for the assignment for that week here. I do want you to get 100% on all those exercises on Khan Academy. You don't really need to review the videos. Okay, those are just there in case you can't get those exercises complete. And then I had a spot for you to post a picture of when you've completed those assignments. So this is the actual assignment that you would then submit or upload a picture of your Khan Academy work. Okay. So once you've completed your Khan Academy, I might actually have an example here. Okay. Not that one. Okay. So you could either do it each individual assignment as you complete them. See how this shows I got 7 out of 7 correct. Okay. Better than that though probably is once you've gotten your once you've gotten all of them done with 100%, okay, you will be able to just log in here. In case you forgot, I'm logged in my Google account, so I can just continue with Google. I might spin a bit here. All right, so you'll have something that looks like this where your assignment should be posted there, okay? And I believe that it shows your score once you've done it, okay? And then you could just print out, or paste, screenshot this portion of that shows, hey, I've done these, I've completed, I've got 100% on them. And then you'd also be able to print with your name up here so I could see all that, okay? So some way that I can see that it's your name and that you've completed and got 100% on those assignments, you screenshot that or take a picture with your phone, whatever you want to do, and then you would upload that right here under this assignment. So you browse your computer or your phone and you upload that picture. I'll pause. Any questions on how to do that, or any questions on that?
If we've already screenshotted and turned ours in and we don't know if it has our name showing on it, do you want us to go back and check?
For this week, no, just in the future.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I will move on. All right, so once you've finished the assignment, you've submitted it, okay, and then there's this meeting that you need to attend or at least review the recording. Okay. Then at the meeting, I'll introduce the question, okay, but also at the end, then there's a discussion board question that you'll have. Okay. This is there's 2 forums under the discussion board currently. This one is for any questions you have about like assignments or general type questions, not necessarily about your grade. Okay, if you have a grade, go ahead and email. If you have a question about your grade, go ahead and email me those personal questions. But I'm trying to limit the amount of emails I get. So if you have a question about an assignment or something like that, go ahead and click here and create a thread on it. Okay. I had some people email me about the class code and about login questions, so I just kind of took those emails and posted them here. The idea is that, if you have a question, first go to this forum, see if your question's already been asked, and then you can kind of answer your own question sometimes. Here's the actual week 1 assessment question that I will be posting. In fact, I will post it right now. I have to get out of this screen though. And I'm learning along with you, so apologize this wasn't ready. Okay. Okay. So now this question should actually come up then under the student preview now. I go to discussion board. Okay, right under this, it tells you the question and everything. Okay, so week 1's assessment question we posted again. I didn't get it to you on Wednesday. I will in the future. Won't necessarily be discussion this week as so much as just answering a question and then looking at other people's responses. So you don't need to post to someone else's response, in other words. You will need to post to this forum, okay, this thread, in order to see other people's responses, though. And it will be worth 100 points. I do want you to show your work. You can do that in 2 different ways. You can either do it in the math editor in Blackboard, or you can take a picture and just attach it, kind of like we did it with similar with the assignment. Okay. Once you create a thread, you can then look at others, and if you see that you did something wrong, you can actually correct or add to your own answer just by posting to your own thread. Okay. Here's the question. Either you or your friend are about ready to give birth, and they step on a scale that reads their weight to be that number in grams. Okay. How many kilograms is that? Rounded to the nearest tenth of a kilogram. So then this one you probably won't necessarily have to show any work, but you can explain what you did to find your answer. Okay? And then you got an addition a little more deeper. Okay, so the nurse that helped birth the baby after she was born measured her to be that many decameters. And I know that's weird, but hey, I'm trying to come up with a question that can use the math that you were learning there. You want to share on social media how many centimeters the baby was rounded to the nearest centimeters. You got to do that conversion. And then finally, how many inches rounded to the nearest quarter of an inch, and I do want it as a fraction, not as a decimal, okay, was the baby. Okay, so shouldn't be too difficult for this lesson, but again, it kind of takes what you learned in Khan Academy in the assignment, and it just gives you a question that you can then answer, and I can use as an assessment. I'll pause here if there's any questions. In order to create your thread, you click on the forum here, and then you just go click create thread. It'll show the question up here. You'll type in, if Maya's answering this, you'll say Maya, put her name. And then after the name, you can just say response to, what did I name this kind of the metric conversion problem, or you can say the visit to the doctor problem. Whatever, as long as your name's in there, I'll be able to work with it. Any questions? Okay. I did mention that you can show your work in the Blackboard. The way you do that is you answer the question here. There's this F of X button. If you didn't want to, do scratch paper and take a picture and attach it, you could show some of your math here. It pulls up fractions, kind of a math editor. Some of you might like that. Some of you might just rather do it on paper and then take a picture. But again, for this particular problem, there's not going to be a whole lot of work shown. It's just more probably you can write the answer and explain how you got there.
When will those be due?
So these are due Friday. So you have today and tomorrow to work to get that done. And normally I'll post it on Wednesday to give you a day to look at it. And then if you have any questions when we're talking on Thursday, you can ask them. Okay, so that's all that you'd have to do for this week. Once Monday comes around, sometimes I might make it available even Friday, but for sure, once Monday comes around, you will notice that there is going to be a week 2 now, pops over here, and it will be filled with what your assignment instructions are and what you need to do for that week. Okay. The link to get on Google Meet should always be the same. Okay, but I'll probably still repost it every time just so that you can go into the week and find it. And that's all that I had for you. Is there any questions or concerns moving forward? You guys hear about anybody that's having struggles getting on the internet or? Okay, so if there's no questions, that's all that I have. I will stop the recording and you guys can check out. We'll see you in quotes next week.